New camera roll 2 up.
Does this take 2? Marker?
Yeah. So if you could just tell me that story about the airport and how that was...
Well, that was just one of many, many, many incidences. I mean, I could tell you more funnier ones, more intense, more hysterical. But as it's been brought up to me so many times, I'm not exactly sure why. Because I don't mean to drag Malcolm McLaren into anything that I do, and also put him down. And I hope people don't look at it as a put down, because I'm not putting him down. But I will tell you the truth. You take it from there. I'm not telling you what to believe or not to believe, or you'll have to make your own mind up, your own judgments. But I will tell you the truth. There was just a simple scene of many that the Dolls were real characters and a lot of fun to be with traveling. On the road was an act in itself. It was like, first there was the music, which might have been a little more serious, although most of the time we've done it tongue-in-cheek, physically. Physically we done tongue-in-cheek, although we loved our music. And we played good, we played hard, and we played real. And we did love our music very much. There's no getting around that. So we took that serious to a degree of, we just didn't want to fuck that up. And the last thing we needed was someone to fuck it up for us, which happened even twice. It hurt us so bad that that's my only complaint. I'm not too sure I could sit here and say I would change anything. Sometimes I think I would, and sometimes I think I wouldn't. I think everybody's like that.
But when you were on tour, it was a very wild experience.
Yeah. Okay, this vomiting thing, for instance. I don't know why most people pick that, because there was so much more humorous and funnier things than that. But what happened was Malcolm was Johnny on the spot when he traveled around with us. We were still being managed legitimately through Lieber and Krebs and through Marty Thau. Now, you're talking 3 managers here. You're talking 3 managers with a group that our personal manager, Marty Thau, totally believed in us, totally went over the line for us. He did it all for the best he could, and it was rough for him. But he didn't have the support from the other 2 managers, who I think maybe financially could have put their input into us the way Marty could have put his input. Some people use money, some people use dedication, some people use pure heart and soul. It's all valuable. But the throw-up thing it's very simple. We had a lot of fun on the road, and to make things better, we like to fool around and have a good time. We never intentionally did this to do anything to anyone else. It was strictly private. It was within our own group. We had our own language. We had our own things that turned us on and we could make fun of, or we could have fun with. And this typical little thing that was really nothing, Johnny happened to have really laid it on the night before, and he was getting sick of flying. And we had done a long flight, I think, that particular flight. I think it was from L.A. to New York. Well, he was sick as a dog, a real dirty dog. But what happened was the press really, really attacked us. They charged, they attacked. They had people there with press passes on that had nothing to do with being in the press. I mean, we were mauled. And that, on top...
For being disgusting and badly behaved.
Oh, yeah. These weren't even press people. 90% of it was phony. Now, the few press people were there were, I guess, impressed that there was such a scene going on, and obviously they knew that these people with press cards weren't in the press. They were just crazy groupies. And Johnny ended up vomiting so sick, like, I mean, really letting it out, that it went everywhere. It blew up. And Malcolm made a note of this. Malcolm made a note of everything it took that he's seen made a reaction. He jotted this down on paper if he had to, maybe that night, but he jotted it down constantly, always. He had a lot of other things in mind. Little by little, he wanted to take over. He wanted to manage the group, which I thought totally was a damn fucking joke.
But what he was looking at was the reaction that you had on people.
Exactly.
And what was it that he was picking up on? That you shocked people and that you also excited people to think.
He realized the importance of it. Now, okay, every 6 months or so, music changes at least a little bit. There was a time in the 50s, 60s, and early 70s, music made such a change from one, well, I wouldn't say from one degree to another, but made such a big change from here to there, an obvious change. It was so easily seen through the layman that music was taking on a new change here, and we could have fun with this. Basically, generally, let's keep the songs, the music, hot and 50s, magical. The 2-minute song, the 3-minute song, no more than that. The 2.5-minute song, hit and run. Come on stage, hit, and take off. And we did that, and we did it the best. But we also did it first. After it had already been done first in the 50s, we just happened to have done it again at that time.
And that's what Malcolm picked up on.
He picked up on that like a piece of cotton to a tar. He picked up on it. He realized with a lot of hard work, with a lot of condensing, a lot of contribution in a place like London, where Londoners, people, were the type, well, they had no choice but to take a chance. And that's what we loved so much about the English people. They were almost a mirror of us. They appreciated our culture. They knew we had a culture. Some Americans didn't even know that we contributed. Not only we as the Dolls, but we as a people made such a strong statement of music that became our offer to the arts.
So they respected that simplicity and that 50 stuff
At
more.
least that. You know, they say we were the band that we were the band most, you love to hate. The band most loved to be hated. And there was a certain truth in that. Because first we got them with our looks, which was not planned, by the way. That was so natural, it was pathetic. It just happened. The way we looked on the streets was the way we looked basically on stage. You'd never find a doll, a New York doll, carrying his clothes on a hanger over his shoulder. You just wouldn't find that. It wasn't necessary. If we wanted to go right on stage with the drags we had on, boom, we did it.
And that loving to be hated, you must have seen a lot of that in the English scene. They obviously took that same attitude of...
Yeah, but they got away with it more. They got away with it much easier. They camped on it. The record buying people, the magazine buyers, the people that were always looking to be on top of it. It came to them very clearly. You know, and they caught it when it came, and they knew it when they seen it, where the Americans didn't.
So the American public never really took the
No way. They couldn't handle it. Now, at the time, I couldn't understand why. Which reminds me of a joke. I once was looking through some album shots, which were 5 years old, and I was looking through them with this girl. She was an old girlfriend of mine, lived uptown, and I took a look at these pictures, and I had a laugh, and I said, "Well, Michelle," I said, "I think I know what you mean now. Because at the time, I would say to her, what the hell are they getting so upset about? What do they care if I wear pink tight pants? But when I took a look at it, in retrospect, it was quite funny. But no more than that. I can't see where they couldn't take it tongue-in-cheek and leave it at that. Because there's one thing we could do. We could back ourselves up. What we look like, we could back up.